Well, I am just flabbergasted. This Reddit post has gone viral and has caused lots of flames and disconsternation, and yet some surprising agreement in just a very short period of time. The post is posted appropriately enough in the subreddit group named Unpopular Opinion. Here it is, folks. The heading of the post: Old people do not deserve respect simply due to the fact that they are old. Wow. And Reddit user named Titan of War sets things off with,
I've worked in healthcare for the last 4-ish years. In that time, I have come to realize that not only are a large number of people over the age of 55 extremely entitled and rude, they carry this notion that you have to respect them solely because they are old and everything has to be their way, because they've paid their dues and been on the planet a couple decades longer than you. A whole generation that lives with the mindset of, we had to respect our elders, so now you have to respect us. Also, this idea that old people are full of wisdom and knowledge, don't make me laugh. Ages 55, 75 are the dumbest group of people I've encountered in my time in healthcare. And I am not talking about patients with brain damage, strokes, dementia, or any cognitive issues. I'm talking about fully coherent and capable elderly adults who just never bothered to adapt to technology and the new world, and expect everyone to dumb everything down for them. The combination of entitlement and superiority complex creates a major pain in the ass to deal with on a daily basis. TLDR. Respect your elders is a load of crap. Most of them are rude and entitled.
wow, that was a mouthful. And Titan of War must have anticipated getting a lot of blowback from this post, because she quickly edited it saying,
To anyone saying they're old, have patience, wait until you're that age, etc. Both of my parents are in their early 60s and are, to this day, the two most intelligent and articulate people I know. They exercise every day and have little to no health issues. I understand they may be an exception to my post, but I use them as a baseline for others in their age demographic. I know several other people 60 plus that are nothing like the people I'm describing in my post as well, like the literal doctors I work for. I can tell there are a lot of upset people here that are in the age demographic I'm talking about, and all I have to say to you is, if the shoe fits. Also, if you think I'm being hard on these patients because they're old, let me ask you what your thoughts are on the age limit for elected government officials.
okay, so it looks like she tries to weasel out by giving a few exceptions, but then turns back to dissing old people?
Just doesn't seem right.
Let's see how Reddit users responded to this. Chasman1965 directly disagrees with Titan of War and argues that,
Everybody deserves respect until they prove they don't.
well, yeah, you would think that would be just common decency, and that everyone would agree with that, wouldn't you?
I agree with that.
And yet, Valdis812 provides a nuanced response with,
Everyone deserves a basic level of respect, but people don't deserve more respect because they're older.
but refuting Titan of War is just Browsing49, who argues that,
Maybe not blanket respect, but perhaps an understanding that as people become elderly, they may suffer hormonal changes that cause them to release less dopamine and become more cranky. They may be depressed over the decay of their bodily functions and their approaching demise, and some have Alzheimer's and can't even help it.
and also, agreeing with just Browsing49, we have Admirable Hunter 3371, who proclaims,
I couldn't agree more. I also work in healthcare and honestly love almost all my old patients. There are a few oddballs with an attitude, but I just laugh it off and sympathize with them. I also feel that their sense of humor is just a bit different. When I hear older people talking to each other, they also jokingly give each other a hard time too. I think some of that's just generational as well. One of my coworkers talks to old people like they are babies though, and I hate it. I literally heard her say, "Aw, it's waiting out" to some old lady earlier, and Lord, I can't imagine the disrespect, lol. I'd smack the hell out of someone if they talked to me like that.
and also backing up the age-old adage that we should respect our elders, we have Red Queen Hypo, who pointedly comments,
I despise boomers being fools on subreddit, because at least a third of the posts are about relatives showing really obvious signs of dementia, and everyone just craps on them and whines that they can't have their inheritance. You'll get old someday too, you know, and I sure hope nobody takes photos of you being confused in public.
What? Who? Me? You mean I am going to get old someday? Yikes! I've never thought about that. Well, that's great that we've heard from some really opinionated Reddit users. But what about you? What do you think? Do we owe old people respect just because they are old?
What do you think?
Or is respect something that needs to be earned somehow? And if so, how do you earn it? Please be sure to leave your comments below and help our community learn and grow together. And be sure to subscribe now for the latest and greatest stories and advice related to dating, relationships, and personal growth. You'll be glad you did. I'll see you in the next video.